All right. Welcome to our FEVO forum on getting the most out of your holiday promotions. We're gonna give everyone a couple minutes to trickle in here because we're seeing those numbers jump up now. You should start to see some poll questions that pop up. Feel free to answer those as you can. Additionally, throughout, feel free to add questions in. We're going to have time at the end for Q&A, but of course, understand that questions pop up throughout while people are talking. So feel free to put in some of those questions throughout. We'll try and get to it, whether it's in live time or at the end when there's Q&A. Again, here, going to give just another minute or so for people to jump on and join us for this webinar. All right. Looks like we're getting pretty close to where we expected from a attendance standpoint. Again, if some people trickle in here a little bit later, they might miss the intro. Again, welcome to our FEVO forum on getting the most out of your holiday promotions. To kind of start here, we have a great panel today. Want to give quick intros to start. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Doug Fowler, co-head of sports and entertainment here at FEVO. I'm going to pass it off to Jamie to give a quick background before we then pass to Jeff, Pam, and Ben. Jamie, if you want to take it away here.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Jamie Coteen. I am on the implementation team here at FEVO. I've been with FEVO about 3 years and excited to join you here today on the webinar.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Jeff. I'm on the product team here at FEVO. Super quick background. I spent most of my career in ticketing, been on the ticketing system side, been on the team side in ticket ops, and then naturally made my way here to FEVO. And so I've been here for about a year now.
Ben, if you want to give your background here too.
Go ahead, Pam. Sorry, I saw you went off mute.
That's okay. So hi, everyone. I'm Pam. I'm with the Ottawa Senators. I've been with them for about 23 years. I work in the ticket operations side of things. So we do the setup for all things ticketing for sales groups, our premium. We've worked with FEVO the past couple of years, mostly doing group sales offers, but then also with our BOGO offers.
Hey, everyone. Ben Conrad from the Milwaukee Bucks. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. I'm entering in my 27th season with the team. Background on me, I started in ticket ops with just like a bunch of these folks here. Moved into CRM and now marketing and automation. So excited to talk about Black Friday and holiday offers today.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. We will have Pam and then Ben come back in a little bit. To set a kind of quick agenda here, we're going to start with what's new with FEVO and have Jeff run point there. Jamie will then walk through post-transaction codes and bring Pam on the screen to kind of talk through the Senators' Black Friday BOGO program. I'll then walk through bundles, bring Ben on the screen to kind of talk through a couple of different Bucks programs. Then we'll have a roundtable with some questions and then finish with Q&A from the audience. Jeff, I'll let you take it away here on what's new with FEVO.
Heck yeah. Pumped to be here, everyone. Pumped to be sharing some exciting things that our team has been working on. And so yeah, Alon, you can probably hit the next slide too if you want. So really quick, I want to take a step back and look at the FEVO platform in general. And I think I'm going to say something that's not shocking, which is that FEVO is driven by offers, right? The offer system is what, kind of fuels the system. It's how fans interact with y'all. It's how you interact with us. It's how we interact with fans. And also, no shock here, inventory is what drives offers. And so it's the backbone of the platform. I cannot overstate its importance. And so one of the main things I've been working on this year is really reassessing how we do enterprise or how we do inventory in enterprise today. And not just how we want it to be tomorrow or next week, but how we want it to be moving forward into the future. And so what we've ended up calling it, it's kind of a code name of sorts, is Inventory Reimagined. There's a lot of exciting things built into this that you can kind of get a high level view of it here. And, wanted to break it down into two, somewhat distinct goals, but I would guarantee that one of these, if not both, will matter to almost everyone here. And so the first part of that was we wanted to take our current inventory model that exists in enterprise, and long story short, we wanted to evolve it, right? We wanted to bring it to the next level and essentially sell in new ways, sell or select inventory in new ways, and basically sell what enterprise, couldn't sell previously. So sell tomorrow what we couldn't do yesterday, right? And there is, as you would expect, there is a zillion use cases. The extreme flexibility allows for these use cases. But even in the simplest form, this could mean I want to sell this hold to this section to this price type, or that hold from that section to that price type. It could be something as simple as that, which enterprise couldn't do before, and we're moving towards a world where we're going to be able to. So more to come on that. I'll give a little bit more info on that, towards the end of my spiel. So, and the second goal. So I'm guessing that there's a handful of folks here that were like, heard everything I just said there and said, that sounds great, but really that's not what I need. Technically what enterprise does today works for me. And I hear you on that. And that was one of the main things I was thinking about as we started this project. And really, if we were going to reimagine inventory, then we should make the experience better for everybody, even if they don't need a reimagining. Everybody has used that current modal, that inventory modal, for a long time. And it's not broken, but it's also not perfect, right? That's something we all know. And so we know that if you selected over 10 areas, it was a long screen. I call it the receipt list. It was a lot of clicks. And, as far as selecting inventory and adjusting settings, this is something that would take minutes, and it was just way too many clicks, right? And we knew that. And so many goals baked into this one, but it was, let's cut that time in half, if not more, right? Pure operational efficiency there. But then also let's make it just a substantially better experience for everyone, right? We know that there are various settings in different modals and pop-ups, and we wanted to bring it into one central place. And that's what I think we've done here too. So the long story short is that we wanted to make everyone's lives better when selecting inventory, but also add in unique ways to sell, within enterprise. And if Alon, if you want to hit to the next slide, can just give the quickest taste of what this is going to look and feel like. And as you can see, an inventory selector, really this is mimicking what we have today with the current modal pop-up. Very similar. But as you can see, there's some attributes sub-tab, there's some financials. This is where we're going to be able to unify settings into a central place, just because everything was a little fragmented before. And then we start to add into the concept of an inventory library, which is very similar as you can see on the side, multiple inventories. That's very similar to the first example I gave. So we'll keep this running, but kind of at the end of this, like, what now, right? More to come. I want to shout out that the first integrations that will have this are going to be Arctics, TDC, and PAC. Axis and others are going to be a quick follow for us. And I think the first big part is, if you have offers today that you want to sell through enterprise but can't do it with the way enterprise does it today, please hit us up. I think Alon's going to share a poll here that will let you submit that. Raise your hand and then also say, hey, this is the offer I want to do. Please, please, please let us know, because we want to get in touch and we want to try it. We are in an early beta phase with this. And so we want to get together and see if there's a match there and if we can accomplish your goal, or accomplish, the offer there. As far as the new flow, right, just to do what we do today better, stay tuned, right? I'm going to sound like a broken record saying stay tuned. But my big thing here is that nobody is going to be surprised by this, right? This isn't going to go out overnight, right? We don't want anybody to be shocked by this. There's going to be a lot of training materials. There's going to be multiple heads up. There's going to be times where you can raise your hand and get the new flow kind of early before that date. So, keep your ears to the ground on that. And this is kind of a perfect plug for this, but we're going to be doing a lunch and learn later this month, where I'm going to be demoing and deep diving into the new experience here, and really giving a first look into it and what I would love. All I want is feedback on this. So I also think there's a help article that just got published that is explaining some of this, very similar to the last slide, but with a little bit more info. So anyway, stay tuned. Come to lunch and learn. I think there's a registration that's been shared out for that. And yeah, excited. I can't wait to roll this out for y'all. All right. So another thing I've been working on, also kind of in a stay tuned phase, but also very excited about this, which is we have partnered with Qit. And I'm guessing most people here have either used Qt, heard of Qt, or probably been in a queue before. I know I have. They are the industry standard when it comes to queuing in waiting rooms, for high volume or high traffic offers. I know I've used it going back a decade now. And they also had, kind of a peak during COVID with vaccines as well, which was just wild to see the trajectory of their company too. And so it's a fantastic platform. It's amazing to see where they've come, and we're really, really pumped to partner with them. It is, as you'd expect, gives us scalable protection for high volume offers. That is a big part of it. But I think potentially even more, more important than that is the way that it gives, like we said here, the fair ticket access. It sets clear expectations and transparency to the user, and all of that tied into giving just a much better experience, right? That people can wait in the queue, and there's the anticipation of that, and they know how long it's going to take, all while again keeping the offers and the traffic in a balanced way. So and this is kind of a perfect segue, just because I want to shout out Ben here on the call, that the Bucks did our first official Qt, on sale for their scrimmage. And the numbers were fantastic. It was amazing to see the various spikes throughout the day, depending on how they shared it out with social and with email. And it was perfectly executed. We couldn't have asked for any better. So this is another more to come. We're working right now to figure out what the kind of exact thresholds of what should justify utilizing Qt. I'd say sooner than later, if you have offers that are, going to be sent out into the tens of thousands and expecting high traffic, please get in touch with your success rep, because that is, something we would want to exhibit if it makes sense. But the longer term here, what we're going to probably be aiming towards in 25 is having Qt exist on the kind of live on the platform. And so, we know that people need to do their day to day, and we won't know about it. And if an offer goes out and it has high volume, basically Qt will spin up without anybody doing anything, and will institute Qt to create protection, which is, again, just a substantially better experience for everybody, right? So yeah, anyway, more to come on both of those. Really excited to share those. And yeah, if you want more info, please reach out to me or to the success rep. Doug, I'll head it back to you.
Oh yeah, Jeff, I really appreciate kind of giving everybody a little taste of some of the inventory enhancements and updates that we already have, that people can kind of come in and be testers and help us continue to innovate and make better for all of our partners and their fans. Also super exciting to already see kind of some high volume offers utilize our FEVO technology between the Bucks, the Penguins, and some other partners. So keep us posted when you have big offers. Love to utilize some of these tools here. Just a housekeeping item, everybody, please feel free to drop questions into the chat here throughout. Again, we'll try and get live time answers. If not live time answers, kind of have it as being part of our Q&A kind of later. But yeah, Jeff, really, really appreciate the What's New at FEVO segment here. Gonna kick it over to Jamie Coteen on our end here to walk through post-transaction codes.
Awesome. Thank you, Doug. Okay, so we are going to highlight post-transaction codes, which is a brand new feature here at FEVO, which is essentially automating a buy this, get that type of campaign. So maybe start thinking about how this could be useful or beneficial in your holiday promotion planning. Now we'll bring Pam in later, but the Senators have done a sort of buy one, get one game free campaign in the past. with a lot of manual work gone into that. This is hopefully eliminating that manual work and automating that flow to make a really seamless, streamlined purchase process for your fans. So what we're going to look at is a little bit of the back-end setup. So I'm going to share my screen here. There we go. A little bit of the back-end setup of what goes into making a post-transaction code offer. There's 3 steps. You create the initial offer or group of offers. You create the redemption offer or group of offers. And then step 3 is creating the code that then ties them all together. So we're not gonna spend too much time on the offer build flow, but you know, if you have questions, need assistance or help in any way, obviously reach out to us at FEVO and we can help you with those offer builds, but did want to just quickly jump in here and highlight when you create the initial offer, you're going to add the inventory, obviously, for that offer. You're going to customize it, add any details, any images, branding, make it look just the way you want for that initial offer. And I did mention, you know, you can tie a group of offers together. So you can have a landing page. I have 3 here if you want to offer multiple games or events on one landing page. And then groups together the 3 redemption offers as well. So same thing for the redemption offer. You're going to add the inventory that you want to offer for that redemption. Any branding details, you know, bells and whistles that you want to include on that offer to customize it the way that you want it to look and feel. So that's step 1 and step 2, the initial offer and the redemption offer. Step 3 is then creating that code. So you're going to navigate over to the codes hub and create a new discount. So I'm going to use our Ottawa example here. You'll notice after you select your organization in the discount type dropdown, there's now a post-transaction a type there. So you're going to select that and that will trigger the flow for this kind of campaign. I'm actually going to jump over to one that I've already created. So you will give your discount a name, a description if you choose, assign an owner. There is a code generation limit that you can define. So maybe the first 500 codes are able to redeem. And after that, the promotion is over. So you can put some urgency around that, that campaign or leave it blank for unlimited. And then the code redemption rule. So if customer redeems a code, they may get an additional 1 item at a discount of 100%. So this is basically a basic buy 1 game, get 1 game type of offer. So that redemption is going to take my ticket down to $0 on that redemption offer. And then the code delivery. So I'm doing a 1-to-1 here. So 1 code per item in my example. How do you want to generate the codes? They can be unique codes that the system will generate, or you can use your own generic code. I'm choosing to generate unique codes for this example. And then down towards the bottom here is where you define the initial offer or offers. So again, I'm using a group landing page. So I want my initial offer to use the landing page or the group of offers that I created for my initial offers. And then scrolling down my redemption portion of the campaign, I'm going to tie that to my redemption offers that I created or that landing page that I created. So that's what the discount code setup looks like. Now we can jump over and go through the buy flow to see what the fan experience is. So this is my initial offer. I've got all of my details, my steps for checking out, any sort of restrictions, information that you can provide to your fans. These are the group, the events on my initial offer. I'll click to buy. Go through the process here to add to cart. and then proceed to enter payment, checkout, and process my transaction. Once I process my transaction, I will get a confirmation email. So this email is going to contain those codes, those unique codes that the system is creating, and a link right to the redemption page. So from my confirmation email, I click to redeem. That will open up this landing page that I tied to that, to this discount. All of the information there on how to redeem, customize obviously to redeem my free tickets for this offer. I can click into my seats, add my 2 tickets, and the codes are then automatically applied there on the shopping cart to take my total down to $0 for my redemption portion of the process. So that is essentially the fan flow, and definitely some creative use cases for this kind of post-transaction process. So I'm going to stop sharing here for a sec and have Pam join us here on the screen. And we'll talk through, so I think I mentioned the senators have done this for years past, a buy one, get one campaign. So wanted to get, Pam, your thoughts on how you're planning to set that up this year, and any key steps or information that you want to provide for what you're thinking about doing this year.
Yeah, so the past couple seasons that we did this offer, we used FEVO. So this is actually our first time doing this offer on FEVO Enterprise. So we're really excited about that. We've always joined the offer, so we run it kind of 2 consecutive weeks. So the first week is Black Friday, and then the second week of the offer is for Cyber Monday. So this year, the plan is to set it up similar to how you just showed. So we'll specify games and price levels. The guests will go on, make their purchase, and then as you showed, post-transaction, they'll get a confirmation email with the link. That lets them go in and choose their get one game or their freebie game. For their freebie game, we always put the rules in there. So as you showed in the setup, that the tickets that they're getting are the same quantity as what they bought in the first game. And then we also make it where it's also the same level. So if you bought 100 level tickets, you're getting 100 level tickets for your free game. Last season, we offered about 5 games for your paid choices, and then 5 or 6 for your freebie choices. And we try to pick games for the paid tickets that we know people want them. There's a bit of a demand for them, but they're not also like our high value games. In our market, Toronto and Montreal are pretty big rivals. So we try to stay away from those, knowing that they'll sell on their own. And then for the freebie tickets, we choose games that we know like we'll need help moving that inventory. So this helps us get the fans in the seats for those games. We always list in our offers that the information, it's while quantities last. So we're able to kind of alter the offers on the fly. If games are moving better than we expected, then we can pull out price levels or remove games. So maybe we said one of our freebie games, but then we got a run rate on sales. So we'll pull that down from being a comp game. So just the ability to switch things as we need to.
Awesome. Yeah, and just jumping in here as well, like even taking a step further back, I know that a lot of people on this webinar work in different departments, whether that's marketing, ticket ops, sales, etc. Can you kind of speak to how you collaborate with other departments, such as, in your case, marketing and sales being different departments when rolling these offers out? What are some of your kind of tips on how to ensure like a smooth coordination of an offer like this?
Yeah, so as Jamie showed in the setup, like the offer looks pretty straightforward as far as what you're inputting into the actual setup on FEVO, but on the back end, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, a lot of moving parts. We work with our marketing department. They kind of give the images, the languages, they do the email communications that go out. They set up our paid social, organic social, everything that goes into launching the offer, and then kind of the look and feel of it once it is launched. We work with our in-game team, so we set up with them so they can get promotions going for the offer for in-game messaging. We work with our sales and BI team. They kind of really streamline what games and inventory we want to pick and put in the offers and what prices make sense to have them sell at. Alternatively, on the customer service side, we work with our service team because a lot of the calls that come in for anything that is questions or just troubleshooting, they field those inbound calls. So just making sure that everybody has the information, everybody's on the same page. But I'd say the past 2 years, because we were with FEVO for these offers, the FEVO team, like Jamie said, really did a lot of the manual work on the back end that went into setting this up. So it really was a group team effort.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
And then from a ticketing ops perspective, what processes have helped you streamline your Black Friday promotions?
I guess because there's so many moving parts in a lot of different departments or people throughout the organization involved, we always try to have lists of what we're doing, kind of who's doing what we have back from those people, what's left to do, the deadlines that we need to have these things returned to us to make sure that we're actually meeting the deadlines to launch the offer. Myself, I'm a list maker, so I actually created a folder that's just specific to our BOGO offers, so that I have everything organized in there and can look back to it. It's easily accessible on the fly. One big thing for this, because as you saw, there's multiple initial offers, multiple redemption offers, is testing. Testing is huge. So we always involve other team members that might have not been part of the setup to do the testing. So it's fresh eyes. And they're also giving feedback because they've seen it for the first time. So what maybe what the customer experience would be like that you didn't pick up on doing the setup. So those are some key things.
Yep, that makes complete sense. I think even just because you started to talk through it on like the fan experience and engagement side, like how do you ensure that some of these BOGO offers and other promotions like don't diminish the value of the overall fan experience or some of your other kind of season ticket members, et cetera?
Yeah, so this is actually an ongoing discussion that we have with our team, but we don't actually run a lot of other promotions. We have our group sales and we have some game packs, but other than that, it's just our casual tickets and some season packages. So this offer, like the Black Friday BOGO paired with the Cyber Monday, those offers are actually the same thing. We just run 1 week and then the next week relaunch the same offer. We do another BOGO kind of mid-March. So those are really our big casual promotional offers. So we've been successful with those. But at the same time, like you said, we don't want to train the market to wait every year to buy just until these offers come out. So we always try to make sure that our regular season tickets are on sale, our casual tickets are on sale, and that way we get those people who wanted to buy before the offers go out. We try to pick games strategically so that we are picking games we need help with and not our high value games. And one big thing we focus on is we always try to make sure the price that's in any of our casual ticket sales or offers is always higher than our season ticket price. So you're not undervaluing people who've bought our packages.
Awesome. Sweet. And then lastly, Pam, any key insights, lessons, anything that would be helpful to share from your previous Black Friday campaigns, and of course, results, if you have, results to highlight from the success you've seen with those campaigns.
Yeah, I would say be clear and simple with your messaging. We learned the first time that we were in this offer that not all fans like to read through all of the messaging. So we did get a lot of questions or mistakes being made by fans during the buy process. An example was, again, because it was on FEVO, maybe they got their link for 2 tickets, but they only redeemed it for 1 of 2, where I think this new feature on FEVO Enterprise with the post-transaction codes would solve that issue. But the next time around, we really paid attention to the issues or questions that people had the first time. So we tweaked language in the offers and the communications. We added things, we removed things. And then for our Cyber Monday, because it runs exactly the week after, this year, I think we'll change up that offer a little bit. Just having the same offer run 2 weeks back to back, just kind of rebranded, was a bit stale for us last year. So we'll adjust that going into this season.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Pam. Thanks, Jamie, for walking through post-transaction codes and giving us some extra look behind the curtain on how you kind of run your BOGO offer for, the upcoming holiday packs here. I'm going to switch over now to talk about bundles here. And again, we'll have Pam join us at the end to kind of talk through some Q&A. But with bundles, give you a quick overview on bundles, walk everyone through how to bundle, and then we'll get Ben back on the screen here. I'll have him kind of talk through the ways that he's seeing success with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, post-transaction codes, and bundles as well, similar to what we just kind of did with Pam. Bundles are a great tool for you all. It's quick, it's easy setup on the back end. It's great for the fan with a quick and easy buy flow on the front end. With this tool, we're able to bundle multiple inventories together. Maybe you're looking to bundle your biggest game like Michigan football with your opener against a Weber State, like we did with Washington. We make that super simple and easy for you. Maybe you want to offer a family pack that includes 4 tickets, 4 food and beverage vouchers, and show it as one package to the fan. That's what we're doing right now with the Seattle Kraken, and others consider it done. I think a most exciting one for me, having come from the suite sales side at the Yankees before this, maybe you want to buy in all the seats in a suite plus the parking passes and just have it show as one package on the front end to the consumer. That's what we're doing with the United Center, the Yankees, the Milwaukee Bucks as partners, and some others as well. And that is actually what I'll use as my example today here. I'm going to take a quick pause just to make sure I can share my screen. And I'll take this over. So with bundling, again, we try and keep everything as a extra easy enhancement to what you're used to doing in our back end here. So in the case of this kind of Bucks suite example, I'm still setting up my offer, choosing the inventory I want, putting in the title, description, details. And once I've chosen that inventory that I want to have, so in this case, my price code ticket type for the suite, I'm going to hit the bundle button. And with that, I'm going to be able to choose the suites, the sections, the price codes that I want to be able to bundle, choose the number of tickets that I want to be pulling from that area, hit next, then choose the inventory I want to be bundling with, starting with the first event. So in this case, I'm going to bundle ticket plus parking, choose my parking event. With this event being on March 9th, I'll choose my parking, choose that I want it to be a suite, click next, choose the actual inventory for that parking pass to add on, choose that price code. Again, you can get real deep and complex with the different price codes, our price levels that you want to be, our price scales that you want to be pulling from. And then you've got this nice simple bundle creation flow. And with that, you can give it a nice name, have a nice little description that you add in. If you want to customize it further and drop in an image of the actual suite or bundle that you're kind of putting together, you're able to do that. And then similarly, in this case, it's a parking pass, but you can customize the name of that additional item that you have in the bundle and choose that quantity. So in the case of the suite here, there's 12 tickets, 3 parking passes that are included. If I wanted to then add an F&B voucher, add additional games in here, able to hit add items and do that. But maybe I just want to do that. I click bundle, continue, and now I have my actual suite bundle. It's going to buy all 20 seats in, or all 12 seats in the case of this suite, 3 parking passes. If I want to update the display to customize it further, right now it says Suite 19. Maybe I want it to be called Executive Suite 19. Maybe I want to give some extra description here. But once I do that, I now have my offer. That's going to allow me to transact suites for, again, this March 9th event against the Cavaliers, grab my suite, and when I go to check out, it's just one item that I'm buying as a consumer, but all of the items are going to show in my cart at checkout. One thing I did also want to show is the actual examples that I referenced are real. So we did do a great bundle with Washington for their Michigan game, do some great bundling of family packs where you grab all 4 seats together at once, as well as do some great stuff kind of selling suites here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here and bring Ben back and start asking him a couple of questions, just as a great partner kind of FEVO that does a lot of different things. I think my first question for you, Ben, when I get you back is, from a strategic timing standpoint, when it comes to Black Friday, how do you determine the best time to launch your offers? And is there a kind of specific timing strategy that's worked well for you in the past and for this coming Black Friday?
Yeah, I don't know that there's a specific time. I will just walking through some of the things that we've done. Like we will start the promotion of it and have kind of dedicated assets pushing out to getting people to sign up for Black Friday and making, we've had a lot of different variations of it over the years. We have something called Bango's Deal Hunter, where it's kind of like we started that process to where sign up for it so that you can start to get people interested and obviously generate opt-ins and different things to get more people interested to send to. So that's the starting point. We usually start that first or second week in November. And then from there, I think it really varies. I think it also depends on, obviously there's people on this call that are in season right now, some that are not. So like, if we have a game around that day, we'll use that as a leverage point. So like if we have a game on that Wednesday, for example, before Thanksgiving, we may start at that day to start in-game promotion. I would say that as it relates to timing, my biggest suggestion is always, I like starting if I had to pick a time, it would be Thursday in the late afternoon, just because if you extend it out to Thursday, you get yourself an additional day to remarket. And so I think just being able to hit up multiple messages for the same product and then switch products is always something we've had a lot of success with.
Awesome. And marketing automation is a super powerful tool. How do you leverage marketing automation to maximize your reach on your holiday promotions?
I think it honestly starts with what I mentioned in the beginning of, creating a campaign to get new people in, right? And then from there, setting up different strategies with those new people when they come in. You're setting out your different campaigns, and then obviously you're looking at past buyers, different buying habits over the years, where you can tailor the message to those folks. But then also the remarket is really where the marketing automation kicks in. So if someone goes to the buy flow, doesn't transact, you see it, maybe wait X amount of hours, then send a message to them to say, hey, you're still looking at this, or even next day. So it really boils into, for us, the automation piece is obviously past buyers and different attributes that you can target, but then it's really okay taking people's actions, understanding who didn't transact, and then using the automation tools to re-engage them and obviously attempt to close business.
Makes complete sense. Appreciate the extra insight that you're kind of given on both timing and an automation. I know it's a question that we get from a lot of partners, and it's helpful to hear it from you directly instead of just us. From a bundling side of things, I think we'd love to hear from you, and I'm sure our partners would as well, on some of the different ways that you bundle things, like not just suites. Of course, you can speak to, tickets and parking passes and such, but also some of the big promotions you all do, like Bucks Night Out, like your family packs, like your Toast to Game Day. So would love to hear kind of some of the successful approaches that you have to your bundling strategies.
I mean, yeah, to your point, the premium ones are, it's a pretty, I don't want to say simple bundle, but most premium products have added pieces on it by nature. So it's and to me too, for folks who like last year, last year is the first time that we launched premium on FEVO. and we got it up a little bit late, but then we were also able to, by the time we got it, or right after we got it set up, we basically went and had Black Friday offerings right away with premium. And I think it was a really great way to, hit a premium. I mean, it's obviously the holiday season is a time where people are willing to spend more money. So I think it was like to introduce a premium product at a premium spend time, I think made a lot of sense. And we had a lot of really great success doing it during that period. So in conjunction with the other stuff, I think one of the ways that, and it's a thing that got Pam talked about it, like how do you maintain the value as there are other things out into the market of the ticket. I think one of the great ways is to add different elements of like F&B, whether it's merch or however whatever you want to do, because it allows you to advertise a price that doesn't feel as crazy discounted as as potentially just going really low, and then obviously that enters into different conversations with past people who've already bought, season ticket holders, all that fun stuff. So utilizing assets to create value and drive up value of your actual per ticket price, I think is another way that we use it. And it's also another great way to incorporate obviously sponsors. So each of the things that Doug mentioned, that we have, our Bucks Night Out, Family Night Out, and our Toasted Game Day are all sponsored, and each of the items that get delivered within that space have a sponsorship tie and obviously some sponsorship money against it. So it's a great way to obviously sell additional inventory, obviously also drive F&B sales if it does include F&B, but also have sponsorship assets included so that you can put their brand along with yours and continue to drive your overall ticket sales, but also driving sponsorship revenue all at the same time.
Awesome, thank you. And then additionally, how do you tailor offers, not just Black Friday, but both Black Friday and non-Black Friday offers to different audience segments?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I know this might sound like a cop-out answer, but I also think for Black Friday is a very interesting time to where you get a little leeway in what you can do, right? It's like there's a few times during the year where you can be more aggressive than you normally would, and you probably won't get as much guff for it from the overall consumer base. So I would say our approach is not necessarily tailoring the offer to people. It's more about tailoring the offer to what the real business needs are at the time. I mean, everyone's schedules are different. Obviously, I look at our schedule like last year, our December and January were super loaded and we were light in November. So we were like, okay, as we're building out all these different things, we're really going to take this time to utilize this window where we can sell and really create a true volume push for games that we know we're going to need some assistance. This year we have a very different schedule. Ironically, we have 11 games in November, so like we lose that opportunity to kind of do that. So it's, to me, Black Friday is, it's not that you can't tailor it, but I think to me the tailoring of the products start to happen as you're away from like the volume push. It's more about like, how do we get, we have these premium products and we need to get this audience and hit these people with this offer. Black Friday to me is more about how do we utilize this really small window of time where people are a little bit numb to what all the discounts around them because everyone's doing it and it's a volume activity, and how do we utilize that to help our business down the road so we can supplement our February, April game, or March and April games to where we can leverage dynamic pricing and push revenue up on all the other things that we have to sell.
Love that. Love getting people to commit early to allow you to move pricing up instead of down. As a final question here, before we also bring Pam back and do a roundtable with some questions. Final one for you, Ben, with marketing channels, whether it's email, different social platforms, like what do you find is the most effective for driving your sales generally, and especially Black Friday, Cyber Monday, given that's what this FEVOForum is about?
I mean, the two biggest drivers that we have are definitely email and SMS. So, I mean, I think you, in the end, for us, when we push these out, you can see like the spike where emails email always ends up the biggest, but it's a longer, I guess, rise in revenue and sales. Whereas SMS, because of its immediacy, it ends up doing well, but it also does it quick. So like a lot of immediate sales happen on SMS. So I think from a channel perspective, those two are our biggest drivers. Social also obviously plays a role and has ticket sales associated with it. I think the challenge is social. And I mean, Pam is probably as good an example as this as there is. Like your social following has such an extension beyond your home market that it's like as you push those out, it's not that it can't be effective, but it's also not going to be super targeted to where obviously your SMS and your email campaigns, you know more about your consumer and can go specific one-to-one. You're just going to have more success that way.
Awesome. Well, appreciate that. We'll now bring Pam back as well. And just as a kind of trying to get to a couple of the questions that popped in that maybe weren't for Pam and Ben, but just were kind of asked generally throughout. Jessica Wilson kind of asked about codes, like how long they last for. That's completely up to you. You could have it be that they expire in October, expire at the end of this year, only good for this season. So you're going to have that full flexibility there. Brendan Cody asked about ticket fees. It's completely up to you. It could be something where you take on fees, you push fees to consumer. It's going to depend on your ticket price as well. So again, just we'll want to make sure to connect on what exactly you're looking to do, because again, a lot of different ways that codes can be used or bundles can be used. So can definitely talk through that. I think you also mentioned that like post-transaction codes can be useful for gating offers. Like absolutely. Again, it's a great way to have gifts as well. So hey, I want to buy my 3-game pack, but not choose which 3 games yet, or I want to give one to my brother, one to my sister, one to my uncle. So a lot of flexibility there, Brendan. Jamie, bringing it back to our panel with Pam and Ben, if you want to kick us off with the first question, but wanted to make sure we got to some of the questions like I kind of put in the chat.
Yeah, for sure. So we're looking for some key best practices you've learned when running Black Friday or holiday promotions.
So I think for us, communication is obviously key. I think we try to time our campaigns internally so we're not flooding the market with various messaging at the same time. Like we don't want the email going out about an offer at the same time you're emailing maybe a game day email or an information email about parking. So we try to time things that way. And then a big thing is in our market, we do have a lot of different sports teams. So just trying to time our offers where maybe they're out in the market ahead of the other teams or after, so they're not launching the same day, same time. And then now you have the buyer kind of sitting there going, which one do I spend my money on?
Yep, exactly. I know we're all getting hundreds of emails on Black Friday, so it's definitely strategic in how you position your brand.
And I would say too, just jumping in, I think some of the key elements of that is make sure you set yourself up for success with your ability to retarget. So, make sure that's part of as you're laying out your marketing plan for all these offers, make sure that's a part of it. Because I mean, if you just send it out once and then that's kind of the end, that's not, not that you can't have success, but you'll limit your success. So make sure that you have a continual way to deliver that message throughout the entire weekend. And then as well, having different levels of products that you can reintroduce gives you another reason to say, okay, I'm going to end this one, so that immediacy of like, hey, this offer is going to end now. I think having that happen within the week and then being able to start a new one gives you also like a new marketing string to be able to push forward. So I think for us, those have been some of the success points of retargeting and also creating different offers within that space that we can have timed events where there's a sense of urgency on both sides to transact.
Awesome. Appreciate the insight from both of you there. I think one of the things that I started to ask it a little bit to you, Pam, and Ben, I know we've talked about this before, is just kind of avoiding discount pitfalls or making people wait until the last minute or having them wait for that special deal to buy instead of buying kind of upfront or earlier on to kind of commit to you all. What are some of the ways that you avoid devaluing tickets with heavy discounts and some of the strategies to help maintain the integrity of the brand? And I think we'll start with you, Ben, just because I know you do an amazing job of looking at the secondary market and also putting together kind of last minute offers as well. If you want to start with that, as well as talking about Black Friday, Cyber Monday holidays.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it is the battle that we all face of, you sell your tickets early, things happen, you have to react. How do you solve for that, right? And it's not easy. But I would say the biggest thing that we always look at is, and I tell people is like, make sure you know what your actual value of your product is. And so like, and sometimes it's a tough conversation of like, hey, this is what it's selling for in other spaces. So like making sure that you're trying to sell it at I don't want to say down to that rate, but make sure you're cognizant of what that is as you're going to market. And then use different things so that bring value to it that maybe aren't a hard ticket cost, like an F&B or something like that, to push out an offer that, if you look at it comparatively between, whether it's a season ticket or a group ticket or whatever, the ticket itself is going to have a similar value, but it's got additives to bring value to the customer that makes it easier for you to market. So those are some of the things that we do. Another one is the post-transaction codes have been really impactful for us in how we're able to deliver kind of offers, because I think one of the things that you can do, and I don't want to say get away with because that's a weird way to say it, but be able to offer up an opportunity to buy tickets in bulk, but give a little bit of a discount, but kind of mask the games that it's going to go to because you're saying select. So like we have an offer that we rolled out at the beginning of the season where we're selling, it's called Bucks Pick and Roll. We're selling 10 ticket vouchers, 20 total tickets. You can redeem it how you want. Well, the fun thing about that is someone buys it, the consumer then can go in and transact however they would like to and pick their games. So then you start to see, you get to see traffic trends on games, which is great, and that's earlier in the year. But then also, if you do end up having a game that you thought was going to be awesome but is lagging, you can also slide that one in as an opportunity to kind of get a little lift from some of your previous promotions as well. And we've done that, and it's a similar concept, but with like Costco, things of that nature. So I think the post transaction codes are something that we really lean into pretty heavily, and using it to buy tickets. I would say in bulk, but like, whether it's 5 codes, 10 codes, something like that, to help drive both ticket revenue and volume.
For sure. Yeah, and Pam, I know that you had started to talk about how this is really the main promotion, that there's not as many flash sales, but if you'd like to speak to, again, trying to avoid kind of devaluing your tickets with heavy discounts and what sort of strategies, keep your pricing integrity.
Yeah, so I think that's where we really heavily rely on our BI team. They kind of monitor, I guess, our sales runs, so we know which games are moving, which games aren't, where the prices are sitting in our market and the secondary market. So like Ben mentioned, we really know kind of what the value of our product is. And then that gives us the key idea for which games to use and which pricing to use. We always make sure that that's above our season ticket price, so those people still feel like they are getting the best product. And we time our offers, so we make sure that we're not doing that many through the season, and what we are doing is successful and giving impact back with revenue. So like work smarter, not harder. So
All right. Well, as we wrap up here, I guess last question, what trends or innovations are you seeing for Black Friday and holiday promotions that we should keep an eye out for? Has anyone seen any new trends for 2024?
I don't know if it's a trend, but to me, like the premium sale piece is significant. Because I mean, I think at least in our market, and I'm sure other people, like the online sale of a premium is an interesting piece, because prior to that, it was kind of like I want to say like living in a black box. We're like, well, what is it? What does it cost? How do I get it? All those fun things. To be able to have a visual spot where you can see all the things and transact, and in a very easy and effective manner, buy all the things in one spot. And then if you can add some flair to it for for Black Friday, like an FMB credit or something along those lines, I think those can be really impactful. Because I mean, there's nothing worse than having premium gold unsold for an event, because obviously it's super perishable. So making sure that if you can get sell some of those things that you might not otherwise sold because you were able to do it through a Black Friday offer, I think that's awesome. And I think just in general, like the focus on premium for this type of in this environment is, I mean, maybe it's a trend I'm trying to force to happen, but I think it is something that's really impactful for businesses.
Yeah, and same with Ben. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily a trend, but I feel like a lot of the fans now, it's all about experience, right? So they don't want to just get a ticket and go to the game. They want something. So whether it's a value or a meet and greet or your premium experience with food and beverage, they want the experience, not just the ticket. So I think having these types of offers where it is the buy one, get one, or it is bundles is kind of where things are at right now, not just in our market, but all markets, and not just in hockey or sporting, but also live events also.
I would also say to double on that, like if for teams that are out there, the post transaction codes and kind of almost like selling digital ticket vouchers, I think is again, I don't know if it's a trend, but it's like one of the things that has been really beneficial to us, because it allows people to buy things and kind of the push the fulfillment down, but also manage the games and the inventory. And really, you're kind of pushing the envelope on which games you want them to be a part of, all while allowing people to transact. I think that's like we did that for Father's Day, during a time where we don't have a schedule, we have nothing. We're just basically saying, hey, you can buy vouchers for, early games, which we typically need some assistance on. So I think that piece as a whole, and now it's a very specific FEVO kind of activity, but to me, that's also a very impactful piece that I guess could be a trend maybe.
Yeah, love that. I mean, I think everybody here is always looking for opportunities to drive revenue before the schedule is out, before they know all their games, get some money in the door. Now, I think obviously there's a lot of excitement around being able to, once the schedule is out, do, post-transaction codes, both in the kind of bundled way that you're talking about, Ben, with the pick and roll of, hey, we don't care if with these 20 tickets you come 4 tickets to 5 games or 2 tickets to 10. Just here's the vouchers. You and your family can kind of distribute and commit a little bit closer to when you know your schedule. And I think as everybody kind of looks towards Black Friday, Cyber Monday, holiday pack kind of season, this is a great way to say, hey, you're getting 3 games and you're getting an item like an ornament or like a t-shirt. Be able to just buy that, give it as a gift, allow people to redeem on their own time, not too different than how Costco vouchers work or how people give gifts for other things. So really appreciate Pam and Ben, you all kind of giving some extra insights, the look behind the curtain on ways that you guys are kind of driving revenue, how you're kind of seeing Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the holidays upcoming, and then just try and generate revenue in general. So thank you for being on our panel today. Thank you everyone for attending the webinar.
Great. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.